welcome back. Today we're going to talk about getting acquainted with Google. So we're going to talk about some of the applications that are available through Google that are free, that are very useful for business, and then I will take you through a bit of a run through. So let's talk about this. So every day we're going to need to use various business applications, whether it is email or a calendar or online storage or video meeting or word processing or spreadsheets or all these things. And those are just things that we need to have the ability to use to conduct normal everyday business. And Google happens to provide a bunch of these for free when you sign up for a Google account. Now listen, I don't get anything for you signing up for a Google account. I understand that there may be reasons to not love almighty Google, and that is perfectly fair, right? However, at the end of the day, we're trying to start a business, we're trying to make some money, and we want to use decent products that aren't going to cost us an arm and a leg to get this thing going. So I think when we weigh the pros and the cons of Google trying to sell you more Nikes or a better golf club or whatever, I think at the end of the day, their applications sort of make that worthwhile. Now, to be fair, we're going to be talking about the free versions of these applications. There are paid applications that Google has available through their Google Workspace program. That's going to be a little bit outside of scope, at least at the beginning. We'll talk about that maybe later, but this is perfectly 100% free. What you're paying to use these is really Google's going to advertise to you. They're going to advertise to you in a specific and targeted way. They're not reading your emails per se, but there may be keywords in your email that pick up, or that they pick up rather, and when you're talking to somebody about shoes, you might all of a sudden start seeing ads about Nikes and Reeboks and etc. Okay, so they're not reading your emails, like don't get it twisted, but they are definitely sort of scanning them for keywords to give you targeted advertising. And that's the price we pay to use free stuff. Just a pro tip from Uncle Hayden: if you're using a product for free, the product is not the product you're using, you are actually the product. And typically what we mean by that is they're going to advertise to you. But here's the thing. We're starting on a shoestring budget. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So in my mind, the very first thing we're going to need to have is email. Email is very important in the modern era. We have to have the ability to communicate with suppliers, vendors, customers, all of these sorts of people. We want to be able to communicate with them in a very rapid manner, and email is sort of king of that in 2022. This is December 2022 and I'm recording this, so 2022 going into 2023, email is important to have. So Gmail is a perfectly acceptable email to have. And not for nothing, I've had Gmail since way back in the day when you actually had to get an invitation to have it. It is, in my opinion, probably the best online email client they are. Google provides this free solution in Gmail, and we can use it for our business activities. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to go and I want you to create a new Gmail account for your business activities. We want to make this thing professional, and we're going to use it for business purposes only. So we don't need to have, Steve's baby daddy 69 at gmail.com. That's not a very professional email. I want you to really think about, maybe use your name, Hayden Avery at gmail.com. Maybe use your business name, the Hayden Avery Company at gmail.com. Use something that sounds professional, right? At the end of the day, customers, suppliers, vendors, they're going to see this email. So be smart. And use this email for business purposes only, right? This isn't where we need to be retrieving our light bill, unless it's a light bill for your business. This isn't where we need to be retrieving, newsletters, unless they're newsletters that are related to your business, that kind of thing. Use this email for business purposes only. Now let's talk about Drive. When you sign up for a Google account, you're going to get 15 gigabytes of free storage in Google Drive. And Google Drive is very good. In 2022, 2023, we need to have the ability to rapidly send people or maybe collaborate with people on various projects. And Google Drive gives us 15 gigabytes of free storage. We can upgrade to that. You can upgrade using, I think it's called Google One, for, I don't know, a couple bucks a month, and you can have like 200 gigabytes of storage. So in the beginning, 15 gigabytes is going to be plenty for what you need. And again, use this Google Drive that is associated with your business email. Use that for business stuff only. We don't need to be putting our kids' pictures in there. We don't need to be putting other stuff that doesn't matter in there. Use this for business stuff. This allows us to have our business documents in one place, and we can share or collaborate from here as well. Another application that I really like is Google Docs. It's a word processor, so it's like Microsoft Word or some of the other free versions that may be out there. Free to use with your Google account. And again, this is very necessary in business for things like letterhead, correspondence, invoices. I don't know what your business is going to be. Maybe you need to write scripts or something like that because you're doing videos, whatever the case may be. Google Docs, online, free, accessible. You could collaborate. That's what we're going to use. Google Sheets. Google Sheets is a spreadsheet program, so it's like Microsoft Excel. And again, this is a standard business software in the modern era. You can use it for things like budgets and lists and all kinds of other things. And again, it's in your Google account. It's free to use, and we can collaborate. And then we have, finally, Google Slides. Google Slides is a presentation software like Microsoft PowerPoint. In fact, what you're looking at is a Google Slides presentation. That's what I use on this channel for my presentations. It's quick, it's easy, it's cheap, it's free. Because listen, at some point, you're going to need to create a slide deck, whether you're going to make a pitch for customers or, gosh, maybe you get way ahead in this thing and you want to pitch for acquisition or pitch for funding. You need to have the ability to do that. Maybe you need to storyboard a project. Maybe you need to give a live or online presentation to customers or students, depending on your business. Google Slides allows you to do that. So with a Google account, we get our email, we get an online storage, we get access to Google Docs, which is a word processor, Google Sheets, which is a spreadsheet program, and we get Google Slides, which is a presentation program. So really, free business stuff that works. And then we have YouTube. You're watching this on YouTube, so you guys probably enjoy YouTube. But YouTube, at the end of the day, is online hosting and video distribution. But it's free, right? We can use use YouTube for free. YouTube is also probably the second most used search engine, second only to Google.com, which is Google owns YouTube, so that's kind of interesting. And in 2022 and beyond, content is king. We're going to want to have audio and video and written modalities to reach our customers, whether we are selling to them, whether we are telling them a story, whether we are conveying to them the value of the service or the proposition that we're trying to put in front of them. We're going to want to have the ability to do that. And as you can see, I mean, I'm on YouTube. Again, this is, I don't know, the second video or whatever that I've ever made on YouTube. So YouTube is very important, but this is included for free in our Google account. So I'm not saying you have to use Google. I'm not saying you have to do any of those things. What I'm telling you is it's a viable solution to use these tools in this era. Again, I'm recording this in December of 2022. We're going to run the Let's Build a Business experiment through 2023. So this is current, present information. So there you go. We're going to talk about here in a moment. I'm going to do a walkthrough of how to set up a Gmail account, how to set up Google Drive, and we'll do a quick walkthrough of all four of these. And then the video after that, I will actually show you how to post a video on YouTube. Again, if you're not going to be a YouTuber, that's fine. I'm not going to be a YouTuber, but I want to show you just how easy this sort of is. So do me a favor, my friends. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment below. And let's dive into the video. So welcome to episode 1, I guess. The last episode, I'm going to call it episode 0. We'll call this episode 1, where we're actually getting into doing stuff. So I just got done recording episode 0, and I'm just using free stuff here, guys. I have a Mac, good for me, right? Any computer will do. So I have a Mac, so I'm going to be doing stuff from sort of the Mac perspective, but you can do this stuff on Windows as well. So I have a Gmail account, and Gmail is pretty cool because you get access to the Google Work stuff, the Google Sheets and Google Docs and all of that. So I put my slides in Google Slides, right? And so that's what we looked at. I don't script these things. I just sort of kind of roll with them. I wrote this down early this morning, and that's what we went over in episode 0, in the very beginning episode. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically process that video to be ready to go on YouTube, and I'm going to show you how to create a YouTube channel. And I'm going to show you how to start a Gmail account, right? This is free stuff. So let's start first. So very first, I have my Gmail account. My Gmail is thehaydenavery@gmail.com. thehaydenavery@gmail.com. You can reach out to me anytime. So first and foremost, I got to have a place to put this repository of videos. So to do that, I need a Google account. Now, I'm going to show you how to create a Google account in case you don't have one. If you do have one, that's cool. This is always a good refresher. So I'm just going to open a new tab. Now, to be fair, I do like to use Google Chrome. I understand that Chrome may not be the greatest sort of browser for privacy and etc. For the vast majority of us, we don't care. All right. I just want a good browser. I want good products that are going to be pretty secure. And if Google tries to sell me extra Nikes, I don't really give a shit. Okay. So Google works really well for business. It may not work if you're trying to hide, but it works really well for business. So let's go ahead and create a Google account. So let's just go to gmail.com. And I'm going to go ahead and actually, here's what I'm going to do, because it's going to want to put me into my same account. I'm just going to go to Google Chrome. I'm going to do a new window, do a new incognito window, and I'm going to go to gmail.com. And when we go to gmail.com, it says, hey, do you want to sign in? If you have a Gmail, this is where you put your Gmail in, or do you want to create an account? And if you want to create an account, there's a big button here on the left. We simply click Create Account. What are we going to use it for? I'm just going to say it's for my personal use. I'm going to say my name is Hayden. Oops. Helps when I spell correctly. And I'm going to do Hayden, LBAB. Hayden, let's build a business at gmail.com. And it looks like that is available. I'm going to create a password. There we go. And I'm going to click the next button. When I click the next button, it's going to, best the password's got to match. There we go. When I hit the next button, come on. There we go. That should work. See, you got to make sure you're doing your passwords correctly. This is the joy of doing this stuff live. So we've got our first and last name in there. We've got a unique username that kind of makes sense. Either it makes sense for the business we're going to do, or this is your first one, right? What we're not looking for is, killkill69@gmail.com, right? We want something relatively professional. So we got that. We click the next button, and there we go. Google will create this account. Now, it says, hey, you can put a phone number in. This is optional. When you put the phone number in, Google's going to use this for account security. I'm not going to do that. It says you can put a recovery email address. This will help to keep your account secure. I'm going to use my other Gmail account. You use whatever email account you have access to. Okay. I'm going to use the Hayden Avery at gmail.com. There we go. I'm going to give it a birthday. We'll say that my birthday is July 4, 1980. And I'm a guy. I'm a male. You may be a male. You may be a female. You may be not those things. Doesn't really matter to me. It's just business. Nobody cares. So, but you can put your gender in there if you want to. And I'm going to go ahead and click the next button. When I click the next button, Google's going to take me to their privacy and their terms. And that's great. There we are. Scroll down. And yeah, I agree. I don't know what it says. Nobody knows what it says. We all just hit agree. And now, just like that, here we are. We have a nice, fresh Google Gmail box. Okay, we have a nice, fresh Gmail box. Here we are. We got our very first email from the Google community team that says, hey, let's get started. Welcome to Google. Your account comes with access to Google products, apps, and services, and they give you some tips to get started. So you can feel free to peruse those at your leisure. If we look here in the upper right in our browser, if we look in the upper right, you're going to see you've got your little icon there. You've got next to the left of that, you have this little, 9 dots in a square. Those are Google Apps. And here we can see we've got Gmail, Google Drive, Google Calendar, Google Meet, all of that stuff. From a business perspective, Google Meet is probably good. Calendar's good so that we can keep our dates and times and all of that stuff squared away if we're setting an appointment. And then we have Google Drive. Now, there's all of these other applications as well. Photos and My Ad Center and Duo and all of this other business. We'll get into that. But let's click on Google Drive. If we click on Google Drive, we can see here that Google Drive gives us a place to store stuff that we need, right? So Google's giving me some tutorial here. I don't care. Don't need any of that. But now we have 15 gigabytes of online storage that we can use for our business. Now, how long is that going to last? I don't know, my friends. It all depends on how much stuff we've put up there. So Google Drive is a great place to put offers or documents you need to share, that kind of a thing. So use it with intentionality, right? We are setting this up as a business, okay? This is your new work email. This is your new work stuff, your business stuff. We don't need to put pictures of our kids into our work email, right? That stays in our personal email. We use work email, business email for business stuff, right? So kind of starting already to get in our minds, we want to delineate our personal lives from our business lives, right? Unless you're going to be the John Jones brand, if your name's John Jones and you want to be the John Jones brand and a big part of that brand is John Jones, the father, the husband, the whatever, well then yeah, maybe do that, right? Certainly any audience that you're going to want to be authentic with. But again, this is a business. We're building a business. So let's keep these things separate. So we've created a new Gmail for our business. Now let's go ahead and look at Google Drive. If we click the plus new button in the left-hand side menu here, if we click the plus new button, we can see here that we can create a new folder. We can upload a file. We can upload a folder. And we've got Google Docs, which is like Microsoft Word. It's a word processor. We've got Google Sheets, which is going to be like Microsoft Excel. It is a spreadsheet program. Then we've got Google Slides. Google Slides is going to be like Microsoft PowerPoint. It is a presentation software. We've got Google Forms. We can use Google Forms to collect data from our customers, our audience, etc. And if we tick the More button, we've got Google Drawings, Google My Maps, Google Sites, which is hell, I guess you could build a free website on Google if you wanted to. Google Apps, all this other madness. Really, these first four are what we're going to use. Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Forms. And that's awesome because they're right there. So if we want to create a new document, simply click on Google Docs. If we need to create a new sheet, click on New Sheet, etc. So I want to create a new document, click on Document. I'm just going to title this in the upper left here. We can give it a title. I'm just going to call it New Demo Doc. And if we click into the editor, we can just start writing. This is a new demo doc for the LBAB crew. Right? I can, enter. I can put a title here. LBAB new doc demo. Right? We can do all of the things, right? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try and teach you how to use a word processor, but we can certainly do all the things that we can do. So get in here, play with this stuff, right? So there's our new doc. We've got, and the cool thing is this saves automatically, right? I'm just going to tick the box, and boom, here it is right in my Google Drive. Let's do the same thing with the Google Sheets. It'll create a new one. I'm going to call this demo spreadsheet, right? And we can do whatever it is we need to do. We're going to end up using a bunch of different pieces of software, whether it is for funnels, whatever the case may be. We're going to end up using a bunch of different software. We're going to have a bunch of different logins. We're probably going to have different affiliate links to stuff that we can promote to our audience, to other business folks, to folks who are getting into business, kind of like maybe we are. Everybody starts somewhere. Someday, you're going to be somebody's mentor. And when you recommend tools, you can get free money, commissions basically, by using affiliate links. So you're going to have these things. So a spreadsheet's a great place. I keep a sheet like this. Website, username, password. And I know the cybersecurity folks are losing their shit right now, talking about, oh my God, you're going to put your usernames and passwords in a Google Doc. It's not ideal. I'll tell you, my friends, it's not ideal. However, it's a hell of a lot better than not having them written down anywhere, right? Google, for all of Google's faults, they're pretty secure so long as you don't use a password like password 1234 and you don't use the password all the time, repeating across different accounts. It's pretty secure. Their security is pretty good. There are probably other options as well. Bitwarden is a password manager. There's all these other password managers. But this, if you end up having a team and you need to do things, you need to be able to share this, whatever, it is an option. It's not ideal, but it is an option. So that's our spreadsheet. I'm going to leave. And if we click new again, we can look here. We've got Google Slides. And I'm just going to call this demo presentation. And I'm going to call this LBAB slides demo, right? And we can go and do what we need to do there. If I want to put in a new slide, it's very simple, right? I'm a pretty big bird cookie monster style kind of guy. Here's our topic. Here are our bullet points or points that we care about, etc. Right? So this is really simple. This is a big bird cookie monster walkthrough of some of these tools that you now have available to you. So there we go. That is going to be very useful for us as we continue. So we can tick out of that and look at this. We have all three of our items are there and they are saved. So let's go talk about YouTube. So you notice if we go here to our upper right to our little Google Apps menu, or app drawer, I guess maybe they call it, we can see here that we have YouTube. Now, I'm doing this in the LBAB account, which is kind of something I just made just now on the cuff for demo. I will keep and use that, but I'm going to jump back into my regular account here, and let's go to YouTube. So let's talk about getting our YouTube channel started. Now, YouTube is pretty cool. I'm a big fan. I'm kind of older, I'm in my 40s. And I will tell you that the vast majority of the content that I watch is consumed from YouTube, right? I like to watch those shows on television like Yellowstone and all this other stuff. But the reality is I like to see what other people are doing. I find far more interest in that than I do in regular TV, right? You can only watch NCIS so many times, right? That kind of stuff. So watching YouTube is something I do a lot. If you're not familiar with YouTube, it is probably the second greatest search engine in the world next to Google. Incidentally, YouTube is owned by Google, but you can find just about anything. I often say that if I had to, I could probably find out how to do brain surgery this afternoon and probably execute it. I'm not saying it's going to be successful, but I can certainly find it. There are also not just tutorial videos on YouTube. There's all, if you could think of it, it's on YouTube. So, you're watching this, so you must be on YouTube because you're watching me. If you have somebody who needs to figure this out, send it to them. So this is our YouTube interface. We can see here that we've got our home, we've got our subscription area. Subscriptions is where we can subscribe to other channels to get notifications. We've got our library, which is our history of what we've watched, all of that. I'm going to go back to home here on the left. So this is a fresh account. Like I said, I'm starting from zero. So we need to start or create a YouTube channel. So let's go here to the upper right of the YouTube screen here, and we'll see we've got either our name initial, or we've got maybe a picture if you've already put a picture there. But let's look at this. So tick on that. Tick on for me it's an H, for you it's going to be whatever your initial is. I want to create a channel. Let's create a channel. So when we tick on that little initial, we can click on create a channel. So I'm going to go ahead and click create a channel. And how I want to appear. I want to appear as Hayden Avery. And I want my handle to be the Hayden Avery. Does that work? That's available, right? It is available. I wonder if Hayden Avery is available. It is not. Somebody else is Hayden Avery. Probably about 650 other people are called Hayden Avery. So I'm going to be the Hayden Avery. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and create the channel, right? Real simple. Put your name in there, whatever you want the name to be. Could be your business name, could be your name, whatever. And we'll get into business stuff later. I'm just kind of walking through some of the tools that you're going to need quickly, just from day-to-day operations. You got to have email. You got to have that. If you want a YouTube channel, this is how you make one real quick. So you get your name, you get your handle. I'm going to be at the Hayden Avery. I'm going to go ahead and click Create Channel. It's going to take just a few minutes. And boom, there we are. Here is the Hayden Avery. Hopefully you all are watching this and you're subscribing, right? You watched me build it just live. You can see here there's no subscribers. I'm hoping that number will grow. I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off here. I will do episode 2 of how to down and dirty do an edit and get a video posted on YouTube in the next episode. So until then, like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Tell me how you're liking the program so far, what you'd like to see, anything like that. So we'll see you on the next episode.